recording.
If you haven't signed
Oh,
in, sign in on your way out. You don't have to get up in the middle of the meeting
that's
to
it?
sign in. The pizza always tastes better when you do sign in.
Uh-huh.
We discovered, so it makes a difference, right? Like to welcome, we have our kind of our usual staff. We have Michael Garrity and we have our two ISAs, Efren and Matt. Hiller's unable to stay today. Her son broke a tooth last week, and today they were making the final determination whether he's going to have a root canal or cap it or whatever they were going to do. So she probably would have rather been here, but who knows? So very quickly, I'm going to just go over the MESA protocol. Study area first. We have a few more people coming in right now because some classes are just getting out. So grab your stuff and come on in. Study area first. You know, hang out second. It's fine if you're just in there visiting, as long as it's not loud. But if somebody does mention to you, hey, you know, I got a test in a half hour, and I'm really trying to get these last little bits crammed into my brain some way or another. Please be respectful. If you're being loud, if there's not a workshop going on, you can go in here and close the door. Again, workshop schedules posted. Or you can go in our, I don't know what we call that, kitchen locker room area or whatever, and close the door. Just, again, be respectful of everybody. As I said, the fishbowl is for the workshops. I encourage you to attend the workshops at least once or twice. You might find them to be quite useful. And remember, if you're in a class and you're going to come to the workshop, if you have somebody in that class, they don't have to be in MESA to attend the workshops or anything. They can just come right in. All right. As usual, the sodas and snack machines, they're being run by the club. They help support some of our activities at the end of the year that we'll be talking about a little bit later on. And prices are staying the same. Best deal on campus, 75 cents for the drink and 50 cents for the snack. So they don't make a lot of profit, but they make a little teensy-weensy bit that gives us some extra support. But again, don't advertise that across campus. Don't bring in a whole classroom of people say, hey, this is the best place to buy sodas and all this kind of stuff.
Send them over to the kiosk.
Again, we appreciate the support, but we're not competing against cafeteria or the kiosk over there or anything. This is really a service for MESA students. Keep our fridge clean, as usual. If not, Matt will be upset with you, and Friday afternoon he will throw out anything left behind. We try not to throw out, as I said before, good containers, but they might be left out of the refrigerator and be nice and moldy on Monday morning when you find your container here. Bags of food and things like that obviously have been in there for any time period at all will be tossed on Fridays. So don't leave your half-eaten In-N-Out burger there thinking it'll be there when you come back on Monday.
Who eats
Although you
just half
probably
of an
don't want
In-N-Out
to.
burger?
What's that?
Who eats just half of an In-N-Out burger?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And again, please clean up after yourself when you're in the MESA Center. Don't leave dirty plates behind. Same with the kitchen. If you use some dishes out of the cupboard or wash them and put them away. Matt, Efren, and Hiller, any of us, we're not here to wash the dirty dishes and put them away, although you will find them doing it quite often because, everybody doesn't do it. And if you have a little food left in the plate, make sure you scrape that off the plate, put it in the trash because there is no garbage disposal. Don't just shove it down the drain because eventually, although I don't think we've ever had it plug up, we've had the top kind of plug up just because, but again, we have to clean that out and everything. All right, getting into our business. The first thing on the agenda, if you do have a copy of it in front of you, is basically there because it was on the last agenda exactly like that, and we left it just to point out. You were told, again, if you are walking and you want a MESA sash that has MESA on one side and your major on the other, the deadline initially was the 17th of April. I will throw out one last chance. If you can tell me today, maybe we can still include you on the list. Okay? Last year we had people coming all the way up to where they showed up here in their cap and gown and want to know, oh, I forgot to ask for one. Can I get one? Okay? But we have a lot of transfers this year and a lot of people walking with completing their degrees. So don't plan on that happening for you. I think at this point we'll pause for just a second because we do have a couple of faculty here now from math. We have Jorge Perez and I think Melissa's around the corner. And maybe I'll allow Melissa to announce the seminar that's tomorrow, right?
Yes. So tomorrow I'm giving what we're calling a seminar. I gave one last month about studying and note-taking for STEM classes, and if anybody was interested in that one, it was recorded. I don't know what the status is in terms of it getting posted on the MESA YouTube page.
It should be on there already.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then, but if anybody wants, I have a document that lists everything that was covered in that. You can shoot me an email, just mflora@collegeofthedesert.edu, and I can get that to you. But tomorrow's, it'll be in the evening so that people who maybe couldn't make the other one because they're busy in the middle of the day can make it. It's at 5:30 to 6:45 in Soch 15, and that's in a computer lab. And that's because we're going to be talking about various tools on mostly the computer. We'll talk a little bit about some other technology tools like calculators and whatnot, but we'll focus on things that you can do on the computer. And the majority of it will be we'll be talking about free stuff. So things that either you can download for free or use online for free, and how those are useful in STEM classes. Some of the stuff I'll go through how to use some of them. Of course, in that amount of time, I can't cover how to use everything, but I'll just give some pointers on each topic and give you a chance to kind of play around with them and ask questions. So anyway, anybody who's in the STEM scholarship is definitely encouraged to come. If you're at all free, you really should come. And anybody else is welcome. They don't have to be in a STEM major, so if you have any friends that would be interested, they're welcome to. That's it.
Again, I would like to thank Melissa for stepping up this semester and offering these, what we're trying to get a label on is call them STEMinars for our STEM majors. Again, everybody's invited. The ones who happen to be on scholarship don't have to attend all of them, but you're encouraged. You must attend a minimum of one during the year. Okay? Next thing, I want to announce the CREST recipients. Well, we had about 13 or 14 applicants this year. Little bit, so it was a little unusual. Normally it's like, okay, we need 6, we got 6, okay, there's no selection. So so the information on the students was sent on over to the other folks in at Cal State San Bernardino, where you will be for the summer if selected. And with their help, I was able to select the students, again, they feel is the best fit, as well as have progressed far enough that they will have probably the best experience. The less units you have, the less likely it is you'll be selected or we're selected. But if you don't have very many units, you should be here next year. And we're very positive about the idea of keeping this going for another 5 or 6 years. So it will continue beyond my time here. I plan on, and something I hope we can leave behind for other folks to take over and get going. So very quickly, our selections are Misael Lopez. You can stand up if you're here. I want you to get stand up if you're here. Michelle Munoz. Somebody said she didn't think. Oh, she is here. She came in. All right. Ignacio Ramirez. Viviana Dominguez. Eddie's not here, but Eduardo Cruz, if I could say that. And Joseph Spong. And last and certainly not least, although some people now, is Brian Orozco. The last three. Well, Brian, we're very lucky. He actually didn't take up one of our 6 allotted slots. Because he's done it before and he's transferring to Cal State San Bernardino. They're going to put him he's going to be a San Bernardino student this summer over there, carrying out this activity. And as well as Eddie and Joseph, since they're going to be transferring there, all 3 of those students will be doing a 10-week activity as opposed to a 5-week activity that the other 4 will be experiencing, okay, to kind of get their feet wet. But again, one other thing to consider, if you do this year's and you consider transferring there next year, very likely you would have an opportunity to do the 10-week. Last year was the first year we kind of ended up with that situation, and we have it again this year. So hopefully that will keep happening. So those of you who were not selected, if you happen to be here, certainly pay attention. Next spring we'll be doing the same thing. You'll be a little further along, better fit, and you'll be thinking about what you might want to do and everything. So again, congratulations to those who are selected, and please don't give up. We will have our winter program in January that some of you may be interested in doing. It's not a requirement to do our winter program to be part of the summer crest, but it is a big step in that direction. Okay. In fact, I think we only had 2 that didn't do the winter program that are doing the summer. But again, kind of keep that in mind. Not a requirement, but it's another opportunity to get some hands-on research experience. Okay, the rest is fairly short announcements in terms of deadlines and timelines and all these sorts of things. The MESA Transfer Recognition and Awards Banquet. If you haven't heard, are not aware, we haven't put up any signs, but there's been a lot of folks working on it. It's May 19th. That's a Saturday. It's in the Cravens Multipurpose Room. We do have our list going over there in terms of the students who are transferring. We will obviously recognize all of those. Hopefully you can be there if you are transferring, but I encourage all MESA students come there and support your college, your fellow students who might be leaving this, should be leaving if they're transferring, right? Some of them never leave, but no, I'm kidding. Some of them only seem to leave, but they kind of reappear later or something. All right, so again, I think Brian will probably talk about this more in terms of organizing the banquet. They're always looking for more students to help with the organization and the planning and getting things ready on that day and all that. That's part of the reason we choose Saturday. It gives us a little more time to get the room ready and do a little better job. The COD transfer recognition ceremony. All right, today is the last day you can sign up at the transfer center and actually, I assume, and be in the program. I believe that's how they kind of do it. When you go to when you go through that ceremony, you also get a medal or a medallion that you can wear. You can wear that when you get your degree, when you walk. You can wear it, of course, to our transfer banquet as well, just because they look really cool, right, Brian?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But again, today's the last day to sign up. It doesn't take long. Who's already signed up for that? How long does that take? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very quick. You can probably even call them and sign up or send them an email. I assume Scott Cooper would be the one you would send. That's the right name, right? Yeah. We have 2 Scotts on campus. Sometimes I will name one instead of the other, but you might just send him an email and say, I can't make it there, but I am transferring and I really want to participate in the banquet. I know the banquet is a time that many of you may be in a science lab in the afternoon. if you sign up but you can't make it to the actual ceremony, just let me know. I will make sure you will get your transfer medallion still, so you have that to wear maybe when you walk at the at graduation a week or so later. Another deadline that's coming very quickly here is the Future Physician Leaders program from UCR School of Medicine. All right, she came and spoke. Right? I wasn't able to be here. Came and spoke last week, I guess it was. They did extend the deadline, but they extended it only through, is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow, right? It's May 2nd. I don't know, he didn't leave. Matt, where did that information go? I got the wrong schedule. No. All right, so if you're interested in that, get your application in. I don't know, who's submitted an application for that? Anybody in here at this point? I think they're having a difficult time getting people in. If you have interest in going into any medical career, it doesn't have to be, because it's called future physician, it doesn't mean you have to be planning on being a doctor. But anything related to the medical fields, you might want to sign up. You might find out things that you might encourage you, might motivate you, but also might help you make that decision. Well, maybe that really isn't for me. I thought it was all fun. I watched it on TV and I saw all the doctors, how cool it is on TV and all this kind of stuff. And I won't go any more than that. But I think, oh man, that's got to be really cool. And maybe it's nothing like that. So this is an opportunity to see what it's like to be in the medical profession. And it's underlined at this point, today's your last chance to let me know that you're going to be walking and you want a sash and what major you want on that sash. We got information from somebody, maybe Blanca, I'm not sure, about TASK. The tutoring center is looking for tutors for next year. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, for the next
Oh, you
year.
want to stand up and give them the...
Oh, no. Okay. Right. So TASK is looking for tutors for the incoming fall. I'm a tutor there. Brandon's a tutor. I don't know if anyone else is. I'm a chemistry and biology tutor, and they're actually looking for math, stats, chemistry, physics, computer science, writing, and business.
And geology.
Geology. I have applications here for anyone that's interested. It's a super chill job. They work around your school schedule. They work around if you have another work schedule, anything like that. You choose your hours. It's a really simple application and interview process. So if anyone's interested, I have some applications here. Just let me know. And if you want more information, you can also go to TASK. It's right there, like where the ping pong tables are at. Or if you have any other questions, you can let me know. Or Brian.
You can say you know Blanca and that'll get you in.
And one last thing, the flyer, I don't think we got it up on the door, but there is a musical play or whatever we call it this weekend. I happen to have come across an opportunity to have a few free, or not free tickets. They were actually purchased by the foundation, and with the instructions that I can give them out to some deserving students. So if you are interested in attending and will attend, I have tickets for the the Saturday night at 8 p.m. That's the 5th.
That's signal.
Okay? Cinco de Mayo, right? Everybody remembers that day, right? There was a bad joke on the radio that somebody had a Cinco de Mayo party and they forgot to say what day it was.
Oh God.
That's an old joke, I'm sure. But anyway, so if you are interested, but I really would like a commitment that you will attend, okay? Because these tickets are like $40 a piece if you buy them yourself. It's a good opportunity to go see, and all the performers, for the most part, are COD students. So you gotta. We always say, well, nobody recognizes what we do over here in STEM. Well, let's go and recognize what they're doing in performing arts and stuff like that. Then maybe next year they'll come and watch us do science. I don't know. We need to put on a play. Okay, so again, just come and see me if you are interested. You know, if you're going and you also have a guest you want to take along, another student or something, you know, I maybe can provide two. I'm not going to make you buy a ticket to get a ticket, okay? But again, obviously, that's coming up in just a couple days, so please let me know, okay? I will not be around on Thursday at all, so you need to either talk to me today or what is Wednesday is the next day, right? And then I'll be back around on Friday. All right? Okay, at this point, I want to turn it over to our club president, Brian. We got a lot of stuff going on that he gets to talk about. And we even have elections and all kinds of stuff.
Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is the banquet. We have a banquet committee where Matt's the main guy for that. We already ordered a bunch of stuff for decorating, but we need people for arts and crafts. So we have a lot of boxes, and our deal was to make like little cities. So when we go take pictures, we have a bunch of cities and stuff. So we're gonna need people to help out with that, like setting them up, and we're gonna get what kind of paper? Black construction paper, and like we're gonna draw on them and try to design the little cities and everything. Superheroes. So yeah, superheroes is a theme. If you guys didn't know, yeah. So we already bought pretty much everything to start decorating. So if anyone else wants to join, Matt currently has the sign-up sheet, so you just go with him and he'll sign you up. We currently are having meetings every Monday at 3, but I think for the arts and crafts we might do it on Fridays around 2 o'clock. That way it's like a little bit more empty. We have more space and more time to work on the little cities that we're building. An update. We announced last meeting that we're gonna have a fundraiser with the tutoring. That is no longer gonna happen anymore. We're thinking maybe to do like a Chipotle fundraiser, or I also saw that Del Taco might do that, so we're gonna look into that. Maybe do that. Or Panda Express does it, so we'll look into one of those three. Next, I want to talk about the Six Flags trip. So the Six Flags trip is going to be May 31st. It's the week after finals. It's on a Thursday, and we're going to meet up in Mesa at 6:30 or 6:30 a.m. That way we count everyone and get everyone ready to go and everything. So for this, we're going to have 28 spots for 2 bands, and to secure a spot, we need to both have a waiver, which the waivers can be found at the front desk, and a deposit. So the deposit is going to be $45, and it's due by May 11th. Now, if you're a MESA student, you will get $25 back the day of the event. So that's why we had to get here early to give everybody their money and everything. The rest of the money goes for transportation, and we also have a pizza party after. So we usually leave Six Flags around like 6-ish.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Usually we leave around 6 or 7, and then we go to Round Table near the Six Flags, and we have a big pizza party, and we hang out there for a while and talk or whatever, and then we head home. So we usually get home around 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. So 10 p.m. So the next thing is officer meetings, or officer election. Sorry. So we have for president we have MESA. We have Aaron.
No applause, no applause.
For vice president we have Yesenia. For secretary we have LD. For social media, we have Juan. For treasurer, we have Blanca. And finally, our activities director wasn't able to make it. I don't think so. He's right here. Okay, cool. Oh, he's actually right here. Sorry. So Gabriel Lopez, he's right here. Alright, so only the people who had someone running against them had to do a speech. So the presidents are gonna have to do a speech. So I don't know who wants to go first.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is MESA, for those who don't know me. And I am a computer science major, and I'm running for president for this coming term, I guess, or following year, per se. And the reason why I'm running for president is because overall, I think this program is amazing. The facility here is awesome. The people here are very kind and helpful. The faculty as well, Dr. Farmer, Efren, and Matt, Steele. Thank you. And this program, it offers a lot of help for the students, specifically the STEM majors. As some of you already know, we have the workshops that help out a lot with the STEM courses, chemistry, math, and so on. And they also tell you when there's a scholarship or any summer what's it called, programs, internships for you to join. But since the time I've been here, I didn't receive any personal help filling out for the scholarships, and I think that's something very important that we should all have help with, because I've been approached by people to help them out with their application. So I think it's a good idea to have a workshop specifically for that. And I look forward to being your president, and I'm open to any suggestions that you guys have. We're here to help each other out. Thank you.
Can we get another round of applause, please? Come on, guys. Yeah. That's for all the old souls here. We'll get you, Farmer. I don't know how long you've been here and you still haven't graduated, but it's okay. Mesa will take care
I
of
had
you.
hair and it was dark.
I would like to start off with something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's strength. Right? One time, there was a man who's put into a rough situation. Okay, he just came back from a flight from a different country, and then he was being crowded by the paparazzi. And what did that man do? He had strength. He dropped his trowel and told them all to get a load of his jumbo. Okay. That man was our 36th president, LBJ Johnson, or Lyndon B. Johnson. A man whose legacy is only surpassed by his jumbo. Every day I pray for the same strength to drop my trowel, just like Lyndon B. Johnson. Not today, but one day I will, with all of you. This strength is what was missing from our last leadership. Who here saw Brian drop his trowel? Nobody. You did? Well, regardless of the fact, the majority of people have not. Okay? Brian, this is your chance to redeem yourself? No? Okay. This lack of strength was exploited when Brian, his administration, had refused to refill the vending machines with sun chips. Fucking sun chips, guys. Oh, man. It's okay. We'll get the sun chips back. Alright? This is all to disenfranchise the minorities of this club. Every single one of you who love sun chips are that minority. When this happened, I realized how unconstitutional this was. I was stricken with grief and depression. I went to a psychiatric ward. I couldn't handle myself. But one day, when I was sitting in my room, I saw a light from my window. And that was God's sign telling me to run for president of MESA. That's why I'm here today. We're going to bring the sun chips back. We're not going to bring them back. We're going to have them in every single slot in that vending machine. We're going to have them in both vending machines. We'll can the sun chips if we need to. This is a club of engineers, guys. We can can sun chips. This is, and I'm not just talking about any sun chips. I'm talking about the best kind. You all know. Come on, let's say it with me. Say it with me, guys. Garden salsa sun chips, right? Garden salsa. Garden salsa. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard anything from this other guy about the sun chip situation. Can we trust him? Do the carpet? Are you sure? Do his carpets match his drapes? Do his policies line up with what he's saying? I don't think so. I'll tell you all right now. My carpets match my drapes. And I'd like to make that my first policy as president. Don't ask, do tell. As president, I will not allow for any shady actions to take place, like what has been going on in these last months. All I can do is that I'll ensure garden salsa chips, and one day I can make Mesa a place where everyone can drop trow together. Thank you.
I'd like to comment, as with any election, there's always a lot of fake news going around. There is no truth to the rumor that all Mesa students will have to wear shirts and ties next year, even if Aaron's elected. Is that true, or is that really true? I assume it was fake news, but
at your own discretion. Don't worry. But we prefer it one way.
All right, so finally, the way that the voting is going to be done is that I set up a Google survey that I will send out through email, and only the people who are receiving the current MESA emails will count their votes. So on the survey, it'll ask for your name, your ID, and your MESA email, the one that you're actually receiving emails. That one's the one you have to put in, because that's the one I'm going to use to verify your vote, so it counts towards that person. The officers will be announced on the day of the banquet, so that's when we will announce the new officers. And also for the voting, the last day is May 15th. That way I can have enough time to count all the votes and make sure everybody who is getting the emails gets their vote counted. Yes.
There's a few people in our classes that are asking about they can't attend sometimes, but they're not receiving the emails. Can I just forward them your email?
Yes.
I'll have them talk to Matt and get their name on the email list.
make sure they're on there.
Yeah. So actually for that, make sure if you have anyone that is gonna vote today, any new emails only today will count for the votes. Anything past that, because then you can get any random person to sign up and vote. So today is the last day, and they have to be getting the email. So I'll check the day to see who's on there. You had a question?
Is there any possibility your system might be hacked by the Russians?
We have a top-notch what are they called? White hacker?
Are we worried about the white vote? Is that what you said?
Oh God, Brian.
No, it's white hack. Yeah, we have a couple of good ones. I know Chris. They're called white hat. So we got some people to make sure that doesn't happen. White hat. White hat, or the people who fight, to prevent. Anyway. Yeah, and for anyone who, it can only be word of mouth for you to tell people to vote for you, okay? So anyway, that's how we've been doing it every year, and that's how we're going to do it.
So how many times do they get to vote each?
One vote
Okay.
per
email.
If it's on the MESA email, yeah.
He will have a list of them.
We already have a list of them.
He has a list, and he'll be able to verify that you're on the list.
That's right.
That's pretty much it for the MESA club. So I'll pass it over to Blanca for Chemistry 5.
Yes. I'm the president of the biology club and the chemistry club here on campus. We have a few of our officers here as well. Willie, Crystal, So we're probably going to have our next meeting either this Thursday or like a joint meeting between the two clubs next week. We're going to be discussing future trip ideas, more about the Salt and Sea project, some volunteering things we're going to do, but also a really important thing is that we're going to have our own officer elections because all of the officers that currently hold the spot this semester are all transferring. So we do need officers. Every position is available. You don't have to be a like bio or chemistry major. You just have to be interested in helping out the club, doing things for the club, finding opportunities for everyone. It looks really good on your applications. It looks good on resumes and stuff like that. It sets you apart. There are schools that really look for things like that. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. If you do want to be considered for a position where we vote on it, let me know and I'll put your name down and then we'll vote for the time whenever the meeting may be. We'll send out information about the meetings to email. So there's 2 emailing lists up there for both the biology and chemistry club. Make sure you put your name on there and you'll get an email of what our meeting is, and then we'll be able to vote. But if you have any questions about any other positions, you can just ask me. Yeah. And if you're running unopposed, and you can run for both clubs, and you can also be one of the people that ran for this stuff. Because I'm an officer for all 3 clubs, and look for your good and all that stuff. And you can do the same. You can be president for both clubs, or you can be vice president for both clubs, or anything like that. So yeah, thank you.
Do we have anything from computer science?
Pretty much same thing as you're talking about. We need officers for next semester. I know there's a few CS majors here that might be interested in being an officer, but most of us are going to be transferring out, and so we'll have a meeting or two before we all leave. It'll be a computer science meeting. We might have a speaker from Georgia Tech come by because he kind of wants to speak on a few topics before we all disband. But if you guys are interested in becoming an officer for the computer science club, come see me. Let me know. I'll get your email. And unless you're already on the Discord, then in which case we can talk there. But just let me know, and then we'll kind of get everything set up, and we'll get all the forms set up for next year, so the club can be chartered and whatnot. So we'll get all that information out once you come talk to me. That's it.
Do we have an astronomy club member?
I spoke to the president Bailey today. He said that they haven't been able to have a lot of events because it's cloudy, but they're seeing some turnover in club organization, so they're looking for people to lead the club next year.
Okay, so we're looking for lots of opportunities for leadership. These leadership opportunities can pay off in terms of getting scholarships, getting into 4-year schools, and all these sorts of things. They might seem like a small thing from your perspective. Oh, it's not a big deal to be a president of one of our clubs or something, but it looks really, really good on paper. One of the things they almost always ask me about, if it's something where I fill out like a kind of a canned form on a recommendation, is leadership. What's the potential for leadership? Well, if I can say, hey, this student's been president of a club for the last year, that I can give that my highest recommendation. That's obviously showing that you're willing to do these sorts of things. So keep that in mind. It looks like we're looking for quite a few officers. There's no rule about being an officer in the MESA club as well as in some of the other clubs that are kind of semi-part of MESA or under the MESA umbrella, I guess we could call it. So I guess I can't think of anything else. This, of course, is our last meeting of the year. There's still a little pizza over there if you're still hungry. Anybody have any questions or comments that they would like to make? Just one last thing. You need to let me know, or you can let Mike or Matt know as well if you are going to be walking and you haven't got your name on the list. If you're going to be transferring, and especially if you're going to be at the banquet, we'd like your information as soon as possible because we want to get the programs done ahead of time instead of Hillary sitting over here at 4 o'clock on the day of the banquet finish typing in the last 6 names that she just found out for transferring. Okay, so please get that information to Matt. We have sign-up sheets, and again, if you're not aware, although the sign-up sheet guides you through that, list any institution you're accepted to, and then maybe circle or highlight or indicate which one you're going to be transferring to. At the banquet, I like to announce. I see Blanca's got an impressive list all the way at the bottom of her chart. I can announce that she has been accepted at Berkeley, Davis, Santa Barbara, UCLA, UCSD, UCR, and UCI. That's a pretty impressive list.
That's all of it.
I know. I don't know. She didn't get into UC Merced apparently. No. But no, I like to be able to announce stuff like that to the audience, also to our administrators, if we get any showing up at our banquet. I don't really care who shows up in terms of the administration. All I want to do is see I want to see our transferring students, our scholarship recipients, and those sorts of things. I want to see those folks there. It's all about you guys. We're honoring you. We're not doing it for the administration. We're doing it for the students who are receiving the honors and transferring and getting internships and those sorts of opportunities. All right, so hopefully I'll be talking to many of you on the 19th at the banquet. Please come. You do not have to be transferring or receiving a special honor to come to the banquet.
There's food.
Olive Garden food.
Olive Garden
To be
food.
exact.
Brian decided to pick up the tabs. No.
Oh, God.
Actually, Blanca's picking up
This one.
25% of the tab. Oh, that Blanca, I'm sorry, I pointed at the wrong one. They keep saying Blanca. Blanca's picking up 25% of the tab, basically. Because she works there and she's able to help us out dramatically. That means, if we're lucky, it means more breadsticks than last year. No, we had way too many breadsticks last year. I still have some in the freezer at home.
Oh, no.
What do you do with leftover breadsticks? All right, thanks everybody for coming. First meeting will be first Tuesday in the fall semester. For those of you who are back, or those who are still hanging around, please come to our meeting.